Hey, boys.
Hey,
How are you guys?
we're
Good.
one away. Andy did reply.
Yeah, when I saw that message, I was headed to town to rescue Jenny, who had locked the key fob in the car, or as she put it, the key had locked her, or the car had locked her out.
I thought that was there was a safety feature that prevents that from happening.
She had set her purse in the passenger side, put loading groceries and stuff in, and set her purse in the passenger side, and closed the door and went around to the driver's side and heard it go deep, 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 and was locked right the fuck out.
Man.
So she's got to wait till after you finish doing the podcast.
No, I was headed to town when I was texting you guys. That's why I was like, all right, I can make it back
Oh, okay.
by then.
Yeah, Elon warned us about AI being our enemy.
What did he warn us?
That the machines are going to kill us. Starts out by locking us out with the groceries inside, and the next thing you know, we're their slaves.
Lucky for me, I had my 1978 Chevy pickup. I just had to dump some transmission fluid in it, and it was good to go. Save the day.
How is that thing running other than leaking transmission fluid?
Runs great, other than leaking transmission fluid.
Yeah.
He's trying.
All right. Andy's having trouble.
Oh,
Which
I
is,
see
you
that.
know, perfect. I can get a T sent up to me. Oh, it says he joined. But I'm not. Oh, man. Is he hitting another link or? Well, he can't. That wouldn't be good. Huh.
He on last week.
Oh, he hit the last week's link.
That's what I just was wondering. Andy created a fucking wrinkle in time. Yes, folded the space-time continuum.
Oh, Jesus. All right, we'll see how this goes.
I
Really
keep
don't
telling
wanna-
him he should watch the podcast. He's got
Or
all
maybe he
kinds
can-
of premise ideas for his stand-up act that he forgets about when he tries to write new material. I'm like, just watch the podcast, dude.
Yeah.
It's filled with good shit you could expand on.
I told
But
him the
maybe
same
it's not
thing.
happening.
I said, "You've already done all the hard work, man.
Totally.
Just get you a notepad and watch the podcast."
Yeah.
Just dart at the board. You don't even
Yeah.
go look for one like specifically like the first time Sniffer Riddlin is introduced. You don't have to do that. Just find one
No.
you can just poke through it.
Absolutely.
Or better yet, go through the comment section of an episode, and then if you see something in there, go, oh, okay, there's one that resonated. Like last week's "Okay, Mr. Fuck Off." There's a lot of comments. They fucking love that one.
Andy's leaving us voice texts.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Audio message.
Voice what to our master command phone?
When that happens, the only time I've ever done that is when you try to do a voice to text message, but you accidentally leave an audio
Yeah.
message.
And you're like, what? How much was recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
Well, we'll see. Oh, there's an audio. Okay, let me see if I can play the audio message. I got it too. Oh, you said it's nothing on it?
I don't think there's anything on it.
It looks like 0 time to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just mashing buttons with his thumbs, right?
Yeah.
You hope it's his thumbs.
Yeah, either way.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, he's trying to FaceTime now. Nope, it
FaceTime
just ended.
notification.
He is just mashing buttons.
Yeah, next
You're
we're gonna
right.
get a fucking carrier pigeon hit the window outside with a note from Andy. Oh, here he goes. Here we're going
Small
live.
rocks hitting my window. Is that Andy?
Hey, dude.
So I think I just need the links in again because I click on it. It says 209 on the heading, and then when I click on it, it looks like it's trying to open 208 again. I don't understand it, but that's what's going on.
All right.
All right, let me
Re-email.
resend the link. Let's
That'll work.
take a look. I just don't.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys got the same links he got, so
so it's just sent, and then when I push join team or meeting, and then it starts rolling 208.
Could it be that you didn't hang up last week or something? Would that change things?
It's possible, I guess. But I clicked the screen down and shit.
Minimizing the screen is not the same as
Well, I think it was off. Shit, yeah, the battery went dead anyway. I go to Zoom and see what's going on over there.
hold on. I'm gonna send you the I gotta let me get this here.
Hey, Zoom.
Yeah, that's the same one. Let's see. Andy Andrist.
Mhm.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, I'll go try.
All right,
again.
man. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, they're different links. I don't know. I mean, obviously, guys, we're on it, right? I mean, oh,
I'm stuck in the past.
Uh-huh.
How do I get back to the future? I was hoping to tell you guys I was all the way caught up on Succession by today's podcast, but I am not. I had to take a break.
It's too much.
I was dreaming up new episodes. I was watching so many.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot to take in. I mean, even watching a like one season of something like in one sitting is like, I mean, you got to have the flu or something. Something to where like a broken leg or something where you have to, because after 3 or 4 episodes, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Go do something. Because I'm like that with my binge right now is Boardwalk Empire. And it's I watched 4 of those and I'm like, I've seen enough Nucky. Let's just move on
Like
for a
lived
day.
through the 1920s now.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's Andy.
Oh, good. I think I'm up to season 2, episode 8.
You're in a good fucking spot, dude.
So I'm having fun with it.
Man, here we are.
Hey, there
man.
he is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Back from the past.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
buddy.
every once in a while, technology comes up and grabs me by the balls again. But that was it's correctable. I mean, I didn't panic. I don't need, but I don't understand why it didn't work. That's
Well,
for
I have a theory.
yeah. Well, I'm open to it.
No, you hit the link from last week's and you thought you hit the other one.
Oh.
And that's why
It's not my
could
it
be.
said I got a notice 12 minutes ago that you joined episode 208, which was
Yeah.
I had
last
some
week.
I had some additional information.
Yeah, you want to do an addendum to last week's podcast?
Yeah. And then I got there and it was all, in the past, you can't revisit it, I guess.
Can't go home again.
No, you can look at videos and shit.
There were plenty of comments about last week's. It was a hit.
The issues.
Okay, Mr. Fuck Off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do have I have a review of
Oh,
of
God.
you opening for Billy Wayne.
Oh man, bad.
No,
Second show.
that didn't sound positive, did it? Levon Atwood, this was 2 weeks ago. I
Oh,
was just
yeah,
going
yeah.
through comments. He said, I went to see Andy and Billy Wayne Davis last night. It was at the early show. Andy put on a good set. It looked like a combination of prepared stuff and a spur of the moment. Oh, wow. He pegged it perfectly, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's you remember Levon, that's the guy I tried to, and he didn't even say hi, but he's the guy did my delivery to, he lives.
Yeah, he said he wore the shirt and that he
Oh, okay,
delivered
so
to
I
his
did meet him.
house.
Uh-huh.
But he could have had you sign it, but he figured he'd rather not be the guy and just left you alone.
Yeah, play it
He
cool.
said there were a
Levon.
couple of spots where the crowd seemed a bit off. It's
Yeah.
very nice for him to
COVID.
defend you. A bit off, and a couple of spots where Andy seemed to be getting back into the swing of things, having a double positive for you, having a swing of things, having not done comedy in a long time. But I and pretty much everyone else enjoyed it. So
Well,
there you go.
Thank you, man,
Uh,
for the
Nice.
kind
Levon Atwood.
review.
nice.
So
Always
every
come
time
to the first show, you guys. Always come
Yes.
to the first show.
Yeah,
Do not
second.
come to this. Well, I mean, come to the second show if you want, but if you can choose, come to the first one. If you can only do one.
Yeah, sometimes you could probably get in free to the second show if it's a poor showing.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
And
that
those
was
times you'll be getting your money's worth.
that was
Yeah.
the opposite, like in the comedy club, like if you do the Friday, Saturday, you generally, I would think that, I don't know, I'd tell people the late show is always a shit show.
Uh-huh.
And I guess it's no
You're
different.
talking about when you do 2 shows a night.
Well, like
Right.
at Harvey's Comedy,
Yeah.
like usually the first show, it's kind of different when it's like the shows we did I don't know why it's,
This is it right here. Usually,
I don't know.
like
shit.
when I think
I
it
only
was
have-
Barbara Walters asked Steve Martin why he quit stand-up comedy, and his
Yeah.
answer was late show Friday.
Right.
And the theory is that Late Show Friday is the worst show because the people at that show are drunker than usual because they got up real early, went to work, worked all day, got off work, started drinking, started partying, went to dinner, all of that stuff. And by the time 10:30 rolls around or 11 and it gets to be midnight, they're shithouse. They don't pay attention and they're rowdy and they're, they can't keep their focus. But with us and with Andy in particular, that rule actually applies to the performer. The second show, the performer's been up all day. Now he's shithouse. He can't remain focused. He's rowdy, and there's no, it's just chaos.
Yeah.
So, come to
And it
the first
does
show.
now so I didn't drink that night, and without really, I don't think I'm, much of a boozer, although I did give it a good run for the money in Austin.
Yeah, you hung right in there a couple nights on some pale ales.
I'm returned from Austin with, I had to sleep, I know you went to the factory for a few days, but I had to come home and sleep. But I did a fair amount of drinking. So, but as far as the shows go and stuff, I think I had more fun in late shows, but that's because I would get really drunk and then kind of match that. The first show would be all these people who is like, and I'm thinking like clubs like Harvey's or places where there's telemarketing, and the first show are people who, well, let's just go to the 8 o'clock because it's easier to
Right.
get downtown, get parking, get out of there or whatever. And I had more trouble with those. The people who could kind of drunks or whatever, they're not really listening. Those folks I could kind of spar with, and it felt better. It seemed like. Now I just want to go nap after one show.
One show's enough.
Yeah.
Doug's been right about that for years.
Yeah.
There should never be a second show on the same night. It's gross.
Well, I mean, with Doug, it was because he was just too shithoused
Right.
after. It's like picking that perfect time to start the show. You got to go backwards, and like when you start to drink, and then how many before you get on mic, and then you throw in the other. Then you don't really get up on step because you're thinking about the second show, and then it's just a.
Well, and
I
there's
mean,
it also, Chaille, isn't there some of the, especially with Doug, like, the magic of saying it a second time that night, it kind of feels stupid to him. He doesn't like to repeat himself.
well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like this isn't off the cuff. I'm coming up with it, but I'm thinking all day about what the set's going to be.
Mhm.
And then I do it. And then, to your point, then I'm going to do it again in
I gotta do it
45
again.
minutes. And it's like, I didn't want to do it the first time. And now I got to repeat it again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like in life, if you have to repeat yourself 3 times, you're pissed off already.
Yeah.
The first 2 audiences should have told you. They at Harvey's and back in its heyday, they would have there was 3
That's
shows on
that's
Saturday.
in off of Burnside.
Yeah, I
in
think
Portland.
I think it sold and now it's dead.
Well,
But
I mean, but it was known back in the day. He had upstairs. He would brag about his phone bank of
Mhm.
people. Basically, they're doing the thing where like drop your business card in here and get a chance to win a prize. Everybody who drops a business card in there
Mhm.
gets. So they people who fill out comment cards, they put any contact information on there, and they all get free tickets.
Mm-mm.
Which basically salts the mind with people who like
Yeah.
fajitas or nachos,
And-
but not necessarily they're going to like Andy Andrist brand of
Yeah, well, here's somebody who shouldn't have been at an Andy Andrist show and then got 1 tickets was my mom. She went down there, and I was worried because like, man, she don't even come downtown. I don't even know that she, how she got downtown. She drove there, and then the 2 drink minimum, and my mom had 1 screwdriver, and that's more than enough for her.
Yeah.
On a, not to mention, I think she drove down there. And then but then weeks later she won tickets and was worried that she didn't want to go, but she also was worried that if she did decide to go that she wouldn't be able to find 6 friends or whatever the fuck it was. And and she was like really excited when she called because she said she'd never won anything before. And I guess that might be true and was true after that. Besides, but that was how she phrased it. I never won anything before like this, and I was excited, but I don't know that I can make it. And then on top of that, she wanted to, like, if I can make it, I don't know if I can find a. So she felt like she had to, like, she won a prize, like a Groupon. Like you have to have 8 people.
Well, they make it seem like, well, you're this week's winner. When it's like, they hang up the phone and give another person the same.
And they don't let, they're kind of, it's like, it's not like they're just calling to inform people that they're actually like they're fucking vacuum cleaner salesman or whatever. That's how,
it's a boiler room.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they never, those people, I remember every once in a while they'd come downstairs or whatever, but you could just see like burnout or whatever, but they didn't want to, they were like, the last thing they wanted to do was talk to anybody associated with that fucking job. They left it upstairs, their love of comedy.
I mean, as far as phone soliciting goes, because I worked in one, I actually got fired from the job. I guess I wasn't slimy enough. But the thing is like, at least that you're giving something, you're not asking anyone for. I was selling bogus solar installations back in the 80s. And we were straight up lying to people about like the tax savings. And we just get our foot in the door to get our salesman out there. And then he would twist them. And, we're just preying on anyone who would answer a phone,
God.
But at least with the Harvey's thing, you could go to a show. You weren't going to be satisfied.
The disappointment came when you got there.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I don't even, it's a miracle that club worked because it was a sketchy area. The parking was shitty.
There was no parking. It was right on, it reminds me of where Chili Dog is now in University, where the old Giggles was. It's like premium parking for anywhere in the University district in Seattle. And you've got a club there. There's no parking lot. You have it's street parking all the way around.
Ugh.
And Harvey's was the same thing off of Burnside, and it was a sketchy area.
I don't think it was as popular back in the days that I worked there to smash windows in. But Portland is just fucking like notorious. Everywhere you park, my kid got smashed in a well lit area, and they, if you got any reason for your windows to be caved in, i.e., a bag, fucking pill bottle, more than 75 cents visible.
You
Somebody
know,
will
there was a study done, and it was God, it was a podcast I was listening to, and they did a study on like whether you should park under a street light. So they tested this theory of like, is it better to be in a dark area or a lit area? And they found out that more cars were broken into that were in a well-lit area than in a dark area, for no other reason than they could see what was in the car, and then that would give them a reason. Where if they can't see in the car, they just move on to a street that's lit.
Now they get those catalytic converters for I don't know if they're newly popular or they're, but I've heard a lot of people getting those stolen in Portland. It's I don't like
Chad.
to,
What's in the catalytic converter that they want? Do you know?
I don't know, man.
I'm
I
not
think it's
even
copper,
sure.
right?
Copper, I think.
Is that all?
There's
So
a
it's just
metal
the
in
old-
there that
Yeah, I
like
think it might be
platinum or
copper.
something like
The
that.
big thing in LA, it was happening all around LA too.
Shit.
Luckily not in West Hollywood because the gays wouldn't allow it. So I was pretty safe. But I knew some people that had their catalytic converters taken a number of times off the same car. They'd go
Yeah.
get it
I
replaced.
mean, fuck, it's just like when I think the whoever was robbing me moved, but I just kept daring them to come back and steal from me. But I think they've moved on. But if somebody steals your catalytic converters, they're probably a few blocks away waiting for you to get it fixed, and they'll come fucking get you again and again. Kind of a fucking it's like they're gonna have to rig up something to alert you when somebody's fucking with it.
We used to steal the same 12-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon from the guy down the street's garage refrigerator once every couple weeks. He would lose a 12-pack.
Do you think he was just? Do you think he thought in his own head he was just fucking drinking them, or do you think
Probably.
Yeah.
He had like an outdoor fridge or something.
Yeah, it was just in his garage. The town I lived in was so small that nobody locked the doors or anything. So you could just, this is the early 80s. So there weren't cameras or anything like that. You could just,
I believe your parents were bragging, or maybe it was your aunt who was bragging.
Yeah,
recently, they still don't lock their doors.
The house I grew up in, the back door didn't even have a lock on it. So it was a sliding glass door that didn't lock. So if we ever needed to lock it, we could have put something down on the ground to keep it from opening, but it never came up. So
yeah.
I don't even think my family had workable locks on doors. I mean, I think that you could have just kicked open or jimmied open the front door. I don't think it had the capacity to remain latched very well.
I mean, 5 boys. Why would you?
Yeah, none of. I mean,
lock
shit.
it?
The shit that you wouldn't want to fucking encounter was on the inside.
Yeah. You'd want the lock to be locked from the outside to keep you guys in.
I was gonna say I don't lock my door, but I'm here 99% of the time. You're welcome to come on in and try to
Take a
see
shot.
what's up.
yeah, been waiting for this.
Yeah.
So Andy came and visited me this last week. We had a really good time, but he was here I had to go to work on Monday, and he went paddleboarding.
Yeah.
On our little Colorado River. How was that?
It was great. It was fun. I've never paddle boarded before. Even
That's the thing where you stand up and
you
try not to
can.
fall over.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I stood up and it was like less than 8 seconds, or less than the rodeo time or whatever. Unfortunately, Delaney was like getting set and she was going to take a picture of me once I stood up, but I was in.
Oh, like quickly, and then go.
Yeah.
Here it is, cruising.
Yeah, I got up
like,
and I go, all right, and I'm, which she figured out, or actually told me later, is that it's easier to balance yourself if you're moving.
yeah.
So I was stood up, and
The same with a bike, actually.
yeah, went right in immediately, and then it was all right, and then I didn't stay up that long. I stood on my feet for a few minutes, but not all at once, and I was fucking wobbly as shit.
So you like never left the dock area?
No, we went quite a ways. We went up. What was that park we were in, Brett? Overland or?
I don't know.
Is it that body of water that's really close to here?
Yeah,
The
I mean,
lake-
you
Lady Bird
eventually
Lake?
you go down a canal
Town
and you
Lake,
turn.
they used to call it.
The what?
They used to call it Town Lake.
All right. But anyway, we went up this canal, turtles everywhere. There's turtles.
Oh, that's Barton
all-
Springs.
So
Okay.
where
Yeah.
everybody
Barton
shits in
Springs
those
Creek.
chili cans.
Yeah.
So there was turtles everywhere. And then we turned up and then we were on that main river on the river there.
Yeah, that's Barton
Yeah.
Springs.
Yeah. And then Delaney she got positioned and then so, and I'm going to be in the background for the picture, paddle boarding or balancing myself. And well, that's what I was doing. A nice picture of her. And I'm like the paddles up here and I'm ready to fall in, which I held it together. But, none of it was pretty. A lot of fun though doing, it was like Delaney found shit. It's like when you do comedy on the road or whatever, you never really do that much fun shit unless somebody local, puts you to it. But Delaney looked up fun stuff to do, and we did a little.
Is this it?
We went swimming there too. We did.
Yeah,
that
that's the Barton
after.
Springs pool.
I was thinking of Lady Bird.
Lady Bird Lake is
that's
closer to
us.
That's where that's a natural spring.
It's natural springs that feed into the Colorado River, which is just the Lake Travis running to the Gulf of Mexico. But Barton Springs Creek is great because it's the water's it doesn't look clear in that picture, but it's clear and it's always 64 degrees. It can be, it's 105 degrees in Austin and you go swimming and you jump in the water and you have to get back out after a minute because the water is too
warm. Yeah.
Too cold.
Oh, what?
Because it's natural spring water.
Oh, it's natural springs. That's right.
64 degrees all the time. So you got to get back out of the water to warm up. It's the only time I've ever had that happen.
I looked at it and you can see people swimming the length of it, like just a slow, perfect motion or whatever. And then I thought, I'm gonna swim the length of it once. I get swim like fucking a third of that shit. I try, I'm not a good swimmer on a regular day, but having not been in water.
Then why did you think you would be able to?
I don't know.
Do that?
Just you see these old fucking guys doing it.
Who are good swimmers.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for 30 years.
I can't stay afloat. I'm one of the,
You're a liability out there, and yet you want to go swim the length of it.
Right. Well, once I got in there and realized it's pretty cool water. And then I just swam like 30 feet. And like, fuck, this is rough.
Yeah,
I mean,
You're also not good at swimming the English Channel. Maybe I give that a shot.
I don't think jacking off is really the only thing you should, if that's the only thing you're doing for your arms.
That's your arm day.
Yeah, then it's really just arm too. So
well, then you'd be swimming in a circle.
That's why I said you discover that should be swimming in a circle. I thought the same thing. Oh shit, this is horrible swimming.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. So apparently, I can walk up to the butte and all that. My legs are strong, but I apparently need to do a little arm work.
Well, that's the other thing. If you're not a good swimmer, Andy, that you just revealed part of the reason why you should be swimming more with your legs than it sounds like you are.
Yeah, I never developed.
You gotta kick your legs too. You're not just pulling your fucking
if you
paralyzed
could
body along the water with your arms.
If you could devise some kind of device where you could jack off with your legs, so you can even out.
You probably could.
Like a cricket.
If you can tap your toes, you could rig. You could definitely do that.
Yeah, you could maybe do it cricket style, where if you could just get one foot up there and just mash it against your thigh.
If you were in a one-man band, you could probably rig up something and do it while you were performing.
If you were in a one-man band, Andy, you would never leave the house.
Like that,
and all of your limbs would be equally strengthened.
That's probably what I should be working on. And here's a way to do some left arm work anyway. Maybe I should watch some I was gonna say gay porn, but I go watch a lot of gay porn. It's just all women, but gay men, and then jerk off with my left arm.
Why do
See
you
if
have
I
to watch?
develop.
I don't get the gay
Well,
men
I'm using the
part.
opposite arm.
Oh,
You gotta watch
doing
the opposite porn.
I don't,
So he does the opposite porn.
well, I think it would. Yeah, I don't know if it's what isn't it? LGBTQ week.
Every week is LGBT
Yeah.
week here.
Well, then celebrate with your left arm. Diversity, or
Uh,
outside of the wheelhouse.
No one has the patience to actually jack off to completion with their opposite hand. You just can't.
Yeah. Well,
Eventually, you're
if you
like,
broke it.
"Well, I'll be here all day. I don't have time for this.
Mhm.
Let's wrap this up."
I can barely give my other hand a break.
Exactly. Uh-oh. I think we lost
That's
Ggreg.
a discipline. I don't have. I don't think it could be done either. It's like the other. The perfect arm is just sitting there going, "Come on, man."
Come on, dude.
Hey,
Look what he's doing. It's like remember I don't know if you guys ever watched The Office, but one of the first episodes, and they had to do the diversity training, the offensive, Michael Scott had told the offensive joke, and it was basically because he was doing Chris Rock's bit about black people and N-words.
Yeah.
And he's, they had so in the training, one of the other guys was explaining what he had said, and Michael Scott was losing his mind. That's your other arm. He's not doing it right. He's not doing it right.
Yeah, that's the self-love. Self-love is a one-armed beast.
That should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah, keep Austin weird and all.
So Andy, the paddleboard,
Mm-hmm.
you were doing it for the Instapic or whatever.
Well, yeah.
So what happened? You guys went down, you did it for a little while, and then they had to tow you back?
No, we drove. We actually made pretty good progress. Most of it was,
Were you standing?
No, most of it I was on my knees.
On your knees, yeah.
I fell in immediately, and then and then it was cold for, I was in Brett's shorts.
All weekend.
So there was some shrinkage in your shorts. And then once I got back up, and then I just wanted to keep up with her, so I just, I got the rhythm of going. But we went quite a distance. We went a couple of bridges and then up around the corner and onto the main river. And I almost fell in that, but I kept it together and I did pretty good. And I did go in. I think I fell in maybe 3 times. One time I got all tangled up in turtles, and there's fucking turtles just right there. And my,
that freaks me out.
I think, I don't know if I was on them, but my feet were all tangled up in that grass and shit. I was definitely in some turtle shit. They were fucking too. I didn't know. You don't want to, I don't think about what turtles, but I saw 2 of them. They had
turtle jizz.
Maybe turtle jizz. Yeah. And then I got home. I didn't shower after the river. I should have at Brett's place, but I forgot. And then so
you guys were going right to the airport, right?
Right. So I just changed. Yeah, I just changed up, and then the next day I showered. But I had,
Wait, after you were in the
up in the drink. I mean,
turtle shit.
Yeah, I dried out.
Then
we
went on the plane wet.
We went swimming. We went swimming in that other more natural water after the turtle water. So I cleaned. Yeah. I naturally cleaned myself.
Yeah, it's natural spring water, Chaille. It's better than a shower.
Hell yeah, it's like sitting on Brett's toilet and using the bidet.
Oh, that's nice.
I wish I really wanted to take a shit there, but I didn't have the urge.
Andy,
should I just wash my ass anyway?
Yes.
Really?
It's right there for you.
You can try it out.
Yeah, that's what they were like. We went by this one log. There were like 30 or more turtles on there until we went in there and got up close for a picture. And so my daughter posted these pictures from Austin, and they sent her on her thing saying that, like recruiting her to be a influencer. I'm sure it's just fucking Austin or whatever. You post Austin on Instagram, and they're like, "Hey man, I can get you some money as an influencer."
Nice.
Oh no, that sounds legit. Yeah,
No,
that's
they-
yeah. She should follow up on that.
I'm thinking about
Yeah.
doing a man boob spot and try to influence. That's where I'm not flashing them pictures around. I got some torso reconstruction work to do.
I was wondering why we're just getting these pictures described to us instead of
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want
flashing
to hurt my own feelings and have to unsubscribe to the podcast. As I mean, I forgot for a while. I just had my shirt off and everything. Like, wait a minute, I had surgery. And no, I mean, I'm not totally horrified by my torso and everything, but I don't know, man. I'm lived by the same rule I said on the other guy. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah.
And if you do, that's like an OnlyFans kind of a,
go
fetish.
find them.
Yeah,
They're out there.
yeah, like old dudes with not good torsos.
Well, is it the torso or the zipper?
Oh, maybe
Stitches.
there's people who want to see like old dudes with scars.
Star
Oh
porn.
yeah.
Like yeah, well, it's not even scar porn. It's like like victim porn or whatever. Not victim, but I just had surgery. I'm kind of coming back from it, so that might be a fetish zone for I'm a little weaker
little
than
Fetish
groggy.
zone.
yeah, like like if you were hunting all of us, you'd expect to catch up to me quickest. And that's just the way it is. But here's the
Well,
fucking
yeah,
thing.
especially if you're
You
on a
catch up to
paddleboard.
Chad second because of his wobbly ankle.
Well, if it starts off in gravel, Chad might be the first one.
Yeah.
down.
I got rid of them goddamn flip flops. I bounced right back from that ankle.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the thing, man. Fuck that flip flop.
Fucking flip flops.
Mm-hmm. It's the shoe's fault. I knew it.
They're not for fat guys. That's what it is.
Yeah. They should have like like an elevator has a thing that says, a certain limit, like the flip
Load
flops.
limit?
It's like, they put the sizes on there, but they don't put nothing about these straps were not made for you, big daddy.
Listen, I knew. I was like, you're just going for one little trip. You can wear flip flops, and then I did. I knew I shouldn't.
You flipped and they flopped.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
flipped.
listen,
Sounds like
it's
they
right in
work.
the name, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so that's why they call them that.
Yeah, so they can't get sued. How are your shoes? Well, man, I fucking flip flopped.
Hey,
That's what they say.
As advertised.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The kid who put me on the rental board or whatever, and I go, "How any tips on this shit?" And he goes, "You'll find your balance."
Deep.
Yeah. No, I was like, that worked for. I got on that, and it's like, all right, come on, balance, and then it's like into the drink. I was telling my daughter I hadn't been in swimming for a long time, and she goes, "Well, you won't have to if you don't fall in." So
and in you went.
that really wasn't swimming. Well, I did swim because my board took off. Both times the one time it didn't. When I got stuck in the grass, I was just stuck in the grass with it. But
No, wait, you moved over into an area near the bank that had so much grass you got stuck.
I just fell into muck.
Yeah.
I was looking at turtles fucking, and I fell.
Yeah, you're supposed to
that's what I was
stay
like.
in the
There you
main
go.
channel.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to move over to the edge where the
Well, that's
turtles are
what, and then
bucking.
I
You're
was
supposed to
thinking,
give them their
about what
privacy.
my daughter said about it. You do better moving, and then I was like, stop. And then the turtles fucking distracted me.
I bet the people on the airplane were glad you didn't take a shower.
Ah.
No, I got natural.
Yeah, you think it's bad when somebody brings a fucking egg salad sandwich on?
Oh, I didn't want people
the
sitting
guy
next.
to us was in turtle fuck muck before he got
Turtle
on.
fuck muck.
I think that's one of the Dr. Seuss books that's banned from libraries. And that one, I don't blame them really. Stuck in the turkey fuck muck is
Oh my god.
it's not his best rhymes.
You're in luck.
That was some of his early Nazi stuff. Didn't Dr. Seuss have some Nazi beginnings? I think he did some drawing cartoons or some shit. But
I don't know. He
I
was,
mean,
he
like
was
for
a real
the propaganda
pacifist by the end
posters?
of it.
I think so. Disney did too. Walt Disney had some Nazi stuff, but he put together fine theme park, and I think he got over it, except for the mustache part of it. He was fascinated with Nazi mustache culture.
What if that's the only part that he really liked, and it's like he never really explored it any deeper? He's just like,
The
"I'm just in it for
Germanic
the mustache."
facial hair.
Bro,
Yeah.
they didn't. There's more to it. You got to fucking look at the whole thing, man.
Well, there was, I mean, Hitler had his stash, but I think if you look at a lot of Nazi dudes, they all have their own, mustache. That was one way they could be, do their own thing. I to a degree, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they could go. It was all out. I know they had them big ones back in the day, but it seemed like Nazis were like fucking like they, you'd pass around like that fucking wax and shit. Probably get
Mustache
a lot of Nazis.
wax.
Back in the day. I think the Nazis had they did those fancy stashes. Not all of
Are you
them.
thinking about the Wild West?
Maybe.
Like they tied people to railroad tracks.
You don't think Nazis didn't do that?
Yeah, remember
shit?
when they tied France to the railroad tracks?
Yeah, and then they would do. Well, that's what
Yeah.
Coquille. That's what the whole gay '90s thing. Coquille has this thing, and that was one of their big deals. They would bitches.
That was their celebration, right?
Yeah, bitches would get put on the train tracks, and then the crowd was. This is why people from Coquille would probably suck as an audience. But you go to the Sawdusters, and you take your family or whatever, and I'd watch him get undressed back in the window as a kid. But you would hiss at the like the villain and shit.
It was like a melodrama.
Yeah. So you get involved with it and cheer and shit. So it's like you learn to be stupid. I think, if you're uncultured and that's your only culture, you learn to be an idiot right then and there. If you've done other shit and you get it, that's how, but I can imagine people from Coquille spread out and ruining other productions
Yeah.
with their ignorance.
Yeah, they're at some sort of play, and they're like, where they don't even see any railroad tracks.
Is this the part where
Are
we
they
throw
gonna-
tomatoes?
Yeah.
They didn't do that, unfortunately. They stopped at the tomatoes, but that would have been cool. I remember going a couple of times as a kid, and I just fucking hated it. And then when I started watching them get undressed, I saw it from a different angle. It was a whole different show back in the back.
So Andy, you guys, was it you and someone else who went?
Me and
back
my
there?
brother Jeff. He was
Yeah.
and there was just like a perfect setup to stand on like garbage cans and then peek into where they would do quick change.
Well, you understand that windows aren't made for that. The windows are made for another reason. It's not a perfect
air?
setup because there's a window and a trash can.
I mean, it was a perfect setup for peeping toms or whatever.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to peek into the window at our height. So it was a stabilizer. It made us like adults.
Yeah.
Taller, we needed to be about 5 foot something to look in there. But we never really, I don't think anybody ever called us on that one. I don't think we were there all the time, but I know we did it a couple of times. It was
This
exciting.
was Jeff's idea.
Oh, probably. I mean, I wasn't the leader of any creepy
Yeah.
shit as a kid. I was always the follower, unfortunately. I could have, if I would have come up, I could have come up with some of my own ideas. I think they would.
Well, you had your own capers, but I think that
Yeah,
was
I don't think I was like telling the neighbor girl we have lemonade over here. But that was, it's like we do,
You're falling for your own scams.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's
What was the lemonade scam?
What's that?
What was the lemonade scam?
Oh, it was the piss. And it
Oh.
wasn't mean either. No. Inman, people, specifically James Inman drank my urine.
Yeah.
But this was as a youngster when we were trying to sell our urine to my brother I don't even want to say his name now because he might hear it and go, wait, you were, but anyway, it wasn't Jeff. But so yeah, so we tried to sell or say we had lemonade, but it was, probably freshly pissed. I doubt we he pissed, and then we took it and refrigerated it, and I think it was like, spur of the moment kind of shit. But I was a follower.
Oh, all right.
So did you guys build like a lemonade stand and everything?
No, he just said we had lemonade, and then he was just trying to give it to her, and I think it was probably warm, so it was like she wouldn't take it. I know that.
Yeah.
So she definitely didn't want to.
I'm not falling for this a second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like that, it's like, what's wrong? I can see where people would say, what's wrong with those boys? But I was just like, I was like I was like a little Opie just hanging out with, a weird Barney, I guess. I was a witness to the weirdness, not a.
Do these motherfuckers not think people think that know what fucking lemonade smells like? What the fuck is wrong with those boys?
Well, yeah. I think it was a jealousy thing. I think my mom would take a shine to chicks or little girls or whatever, and my mom would take them to church.
Well, yeah, because
she would
had
ask
all
around,
boys.
you get to know neighborhood kids and shit, and she would invite them to church, but not like in a creepy grooming way or whatever. She just would invite them to church, and she'd drive them to church and stuff. And I think that's what was going on, is the Jeff being the jelly, not Jeff.
Any of them, but
Jeff,
Jeff.
not Jeff.
Those, I
Jeff,
think it was.
not Jeff.
I think there was a motive. Not the one, not that one. Any of the other ones. Choose your adventure. I think it's probably Larry. Sounds like one of them Larry things to me. I know Larry likes the golden flow. Yeah, I read some of his poems that he wrote to his lady in prison when Larry was in jail, and she was living in our house for a while, I guess. But anyway, there was a couple of shower references per paragraph, really.
It wasn't just a casual
No, it was
line. It was a theme.
yeah, a steam and a theme. I think I had to ask what I think I had to, like I didn't understand it when I was reading it.
Yeah, you couldn't Google it either. All right.
So Andy, how did you like? So Larry's girl was staying at your guys' house for a while.
Our house was like a flop house, kind
yeah.
of.
So, but he was incarcerated. So you went snooping in her room and found the letters.
I think maybe she wasn't. I don't know. His room was at one point.
She stayed in his room to keep
on
you guys
it when
out?
he was there. But there were like he moved, and it was like a creepy museum. It was like amazing how much shit he had in there, and like he'd spliced the windows and run cable up from my dad's. But he chipped the windows and would bring the cable. It was just like what the fuck. And it was just interesting. I know I helped him move a couple times out of that room in particular.
Yeah.
Helped him move, basically take all his shit and put it on the front porch a couple of times. But I know
evicted him.
Yeah, it was just different times we had to get him out of there. But then he would come back, but when he was when he went to jail, we boxed his shit up. We didn't like put it on the porch. We had it there or whatever. But I got pretty good at moving Larry's stuff. There's like you want to wear gloves sometimes. Larry was in his prime. He was, he was rocking the seed. I don't know. I'm trying to think. How many?
I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
I think it's just jizz all over
He's
everything.
putting jizz around, man. He put the, he was always had shit going on. Hypercharged. I think math gets you kind of fucking,
Yeah, it goes
If
everywhere.
you mix
right?
meth with porn and that kind of shit, I think or you just fuck on meth a lot or whatever. I think he was, I think he was like kind of Superman. I think he had a pretty good 80s.
So it just means what it sounds like. Okay.
Yeah, I know he
Rocking the
did some
seat, bro.
time, bounce back. He sold me. I had these Bose speakers.
Don't touch that. I'm rocking the seed. Don't touch that.
Larry had these.
Don't touch any
It's
of
like a
this stuff.
security system.
What are the best Bose speakers, or they were back in the day, those big ass, they were
Yeah.
big fucking pointy speakers. But Larry, when he went to jail, he was asked by the state to spend some time at lockup, and he sold those to me, and I went to college and I had a job or whatever. I think it was slept in tires or whatever, and I bought them speakers from him, and then I hit some hard times, or anyway, I didn't need them speakers anymore, and Larry bought them back for the same amount of money. So he's like, fucking Larry got out of the joint, bounced back even, got some of his old friends back, some business acquaintances or whatever, and then I think I ended up with him a second time, another round where I bought him back. That's how you get ebb and flow of which one of us was doing better.
Whoever had the speakers.
Yeah, who had the I played those proud when in the dorm fire, or when the guy lit his room on fire. I had those big ass speakers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Always at the same price, huh?
Burning down the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, $500.
Never depreciated.
No, man, when you can blast music that loud.
Yeah. Remember Bose, they would always tell you, like, the thing with Bose is you had to put them in the right spot in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to put them in the corner, exactly in the right spot in the corner, and they bounce off the corner and you spread the sound around. It was very scientific.
That's why, in the 10 by 10 dorm room I had them in playing.
That's just how sound works, though. That's not
Yeah.
specific to Bose.
Well, that was how they were designed.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just like a speaker with a thing, like, they had speakers in like the little cones in the back that would shoot sound out, and you were supposed to put them in the corner, and then they would hit the corner and they would spread out, spreading the sound.
I drove them with a
around the
Fisher
room.
amp, so I never really. Yeah, it was a more speaker than I ever needed, and still have ever needed. Like, no, I don't live with anyone who would be cool with me giving those even a 3.
I'm trying to find a picture of the Bose speakers from.
What were they? 501s, 60. They were
901s.
901s. They were.
Is this them?
Yeah, that's it. They were curved,
Okay.
and they had, I think, a cone sticking out. Yeah, no, maybe that
The
is.
cones are the ones in the front here.
Mhm. But they were
Behind my
similar
head
to
there.
that.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
the
901
back on-
series.
They
The one
sat
side
on
of that's
yeah.
the back of one, Chaille.
Oh, okay, I see.
They're
Yeah.
showing you the
So
front
the back
and the
would
back.
be the port for the low end. The high end would be directional, whereas the low end basically just emanates and moves out. That's the way the low frequencies work. So
At
it didn't
some
matter if it
point,
was pointed at a wall or not.
at some point, I had those in an apartment with a water bed.
That was
Not
when
much.
you
I
peaked, bro.
probably had just enough room for them speakers and piles of clothes, and
You had that asbestos
full
money
water
rolling
bed.
in.
so I was like fucking. I just didn't have a van. I should have had a van to drive around, but pretty fucking on top of shit there. And then I smashed my car up. Got sued. Well, I don't know that they wanted to sue me, and then somebody come by, and I think I got rid of them speakers in the meantime, because I totaled this car without insurance. That was the problem. I was uninsured, and then I didn't just total my car, I totaled another car, and then they come after me, and all I had was that dented, fucked up car, because I got rid of the speakers. They come in and assess my shit.
So you
I
had to get rid of those speakers quick.
I
before
got
they
rid of
came
them.
by the house and said, "We're going to take those speakers."
I got rid of them because I was moving home anyway, and that was my first trek home. Went home with somebody else, and I took those home, in the back of their car, and then I got back and my car was fucked up, so I was going to have to deal with that. And then I a surprise visit from a person, and they wanted to check out my shit, and it's like my room was pretty empty, and I go, this is it. You're looking at it, and it was a car.
But you
leaking
let him come
fluids.
in your house and like check out your shit.
He wanted to come check. He was sent there to check out my assets, and I go, I don't have any but this car, but you're welcome to come in. And it was like everybody was moving out, so it's like, you know, I think he walked in. He didn't, you know, it was like, yeah, you know,
That's
he
not
wanted
the
to-
way it works. I mean, he just said, "Fuck that guy. We're gonna go over there and take a look at what he's
Well,
got."
I guess he had to, you know, if
I mean,
if
it wasn't on
you
an
know,
advice of counsel that they go
When
over
he-
and check
when
out.
he saw, he basically could tell by the car and what he saw there. But I think he wandered around and you know, while he talked to somebody on the phone, it was over quick. You know, it was like, you can have this car, and then that was the end. That was pretty much the end of the car. And then I drove it drunk one more time up to the college, and then smashed a curb, and then banged up that last rim. And then I just said, fuck it, man. It was sideways anyway. It'd been T-boned. So I shouldn't, you know, it was like,
It
shit.
seems like if he would have just seen the car, he could have made
was-
the assessment of what the apartment was going to look
Oh,
like.
he wasn't hopeful. I mean, he was just doing his job. If I'd have had like a big
We already
cabinet or
met
something,
Andy.
Yeah.
you know, if he'd have seen a nice something, he might have said he's got, like, you know, I think they were just hoping to recoup anything. And
Did he open the fridge?
no, I would have had him drink. I mean, I'm sure I
You
probably
want some
did.
lemonade?
I'm sure I probably said, give me a minute. Let me get not my brother Jeff.
Percolating. My brother, not Jeff.
I don't know if he
Oh,
did that
man.
throughout his existence, but I know that we were trying to push that. I mean, I know my brothers were the creepy ones. If there was anything creepy going on now, if I had little ones around after me, I probably would have done the same creepy shit with them or whatever.
Oh, it all rolls downhill.
Yeah. So I was the last in the line. So, and I didn't do it to the animals. I might have farted in Bob's face, but that was a dog that was at the right height for that sort of thing. My dad always, you know, I'm sure my dad would have encouraged that energy. If he farted in the
Yeah.
dog's face, he would have.
Farting in the
He would've
dog's
felt
face is
proud.
funny. Always.
Yeah.
Dogs
That's
like
classic.
that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
dog.
Dogs have
They eat that shit up, literally.
Look where they put their
Literally.
nose whenever they're around other dogs. So
Yeah.
yeah, they enjoy farts. They crave it. They seek
I mean,
it out.
they smell on a whole different level
Yeah.
Right.
than the human olfactory senses. So I
And
mean, you don't even it might be a term of endearment.
And it's basically, if you fart in a dog's face, it basically tells that dog what kind of food you eat. It's like a tip off of what might be coming.
Human food.
Yeah, if you like leftovers, this guy's got some.
Guys fucking got cheese. Guys got cheeseburgers.
There's got to be some leftover barbecue in here,
Oh,
which
God
I did nail in Austin. Terry Baker's. Have you been there, Brett?
Terry Blacks.
Terry Blacks. Yeah.
I thought you went to La Barbecue. You also went to.
We
La
went to we went to one, and it just got a sandwich because they were almost out of stuff.
What's
Yeah.
what's Terry Black's? I've never heard
Terry
of that.
Blacks is a famous barbecue joint here. There's a couple different ones.
It's a chain.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I think there's just a handful of them.
Okay, so it's not just one location then.
No, but it's like it's the barbecue joint you take your visiting, touristy, family to if you're looking
Yeah.
for a barbecue place, a barbecue experience.
That's why there were so many fucking tourists around us.
It's not like that. You don't need no teeth to eat my.
No, it's the opposite
No.
of that. You don't need
No.
no beef to eat my beef.
Yeah, like it took us a second to order, and we said and nobody chewed us out.
Nobody yelled.
So
Yeah.
Andy, what was the other one you went to? You went to Terry Black's.
The one that was, what was the other one, Brett? It was
La Barbecue. That's the best
and,
barbecue.
and
in
did you eat
Austin.
that breakfast I left you? The one in a million potatoes, bacon.
Oh, that's
and-
where I went today.
Really?
Yeah.
One
Did
in
we
a
mention
million?
that I'm in Austin?
Yeah, I knew you were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you
Okay.
got there today.
Yeah, well, yesterday, but yeah,
Last night.
yeah, I had breakfast at the at One in a Million today, which is
Really?
not a very good name, but the place
No.
reminded me of like eating at a cafeteria in like the 50s. Like
Mhm.
all like everyone was attentive, like the staff, and they're running around getting you chips and salsa, getting your order, like the quick turnaround, and they're all wearing like white, clean white
Yeah.
collar shirts and black slacks. And
It
was
almost seemed like it was
Clifton's
overstaffed
cafeteria.
too. Like, wow, they got like 10 ladies hanging out over there.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, but they have that big back area that I forgot was there. That's full. It's a patio, so there's it's a big spot. But
That's the
One
most
in a Million. Jesus, that name. Come on.
That's the most hydrated I've been in Austin because of that salsa is so fucking.
Oh my
it's
god,
good.
it was so
and
hot.
Hot, yeah. I just kept sucking down water after water and go, man, I should stay here.
Have you
And
eaten
I
there,
did.
Erickson?
I have not.
It was supposed to
I've
be. Tracy
idea what
looked
you're
up a vegan place, and I go, "Yeah, let's go." And we went there because it showed that that's where it was on the map. And I'm like, I don't think this is vegan. And we get in there, and it's not vegan. And I'm like, this isn't like a new. This place has been here for years.
Right.
How did this show up as your vegan thing? Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it turned
They
out
got
it
a
was
big-
a really
They got
good
a
breakfast
big
taco.
sign trapping vegans for
Mhm.
20 years.
Yeah. I was finding whole pieces of bacon in my potatoes that I got breakfast tacos and then they just piled on. It was enough for like 10 tacos or whatever.
Yeah,
But there
yeah.
was like just like wads of bacon.
That is a thing in this town, and I probably the South in general, but the portions here at restaurants are fucking immense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, one person could, I mean, you could feed 3 people on what one person orders almost.
Uh-huh.
Or one baggie or whatever.
Yeah, Andy, you don't eat a lot either. You
No,
might as well
I
just
mean I
order
really
off the
don't
kids menu.
I think I eat less than I used to eat. It just don't, you know, I don't know. If I were to eat a large, I just get full. I was like, I get full quick, and it's probably the same as like Levine or whatever. I don't think they did need. I don't know. I think my goal, it's just fucking less there to do, man. Maybe.
But I
my
mean,
stomach-
before your operation and all
You've
the
never eaten a lot.
Yeah.
You would always
I
flip
would-
the
I would
top
clean out the
half
van
of the
and you'd
burger
have like
off
a-
and eat just the bottom,
Mhm.
right? Andy was always
yeah, you have
Yeah.
3 bites of a hamburger and then
Mhm.
and half the bun, and that was it, you know.
So I'm ready to fucking go for less. That's what I don't think my wife understands what you guys all know. 'Cause I
Well,
get
it's
these
her
big,
job. It's her.
big,
It's her.
giant
You know,
bowls of
heavenly
stuff.
duty to take care of the man of the house and keep him fed.
Hmm.
Showing her love for the Lord when she's feeding.
Oh
him.
man, I opened the garage door today to get the
What?
dog in, and there was a pilgrim standing out there. And it wasn't the one. It was
Like in the
another one.
hat with the buckle on it. And
Well,
Not
no,
a
it was like
Miles
that's what-
Standish.
That's what I call the outfits. Why am I hearing this voice at? Anyway, but it was somebody for my wife, but it was like, you know, they dress like pilgrims, I think. But
they
it
were
was
just
like,
standing
what the
there
fuck?
waiting
And
for you
then
to open the door.
That's so
But
creepy.
she goes,
man.
she goes, ask for my wife, and but it just scared the fuck out of me because I'm just like getting ready to walk out, and there's a pair of boots and a dress, and I'm like, whoa, and then it's like, oh fuck, you know, it's like The Shining, those girls in the dress, it's kind of like that. I just didn't expect to see another person, so when I was just standing there, and then when the door opened up, it was like, what, you know, like seeing a mirror. I'm like, I'm not wearing that. I get startled easily, and that one did it.
Yeah, that would freak me out too.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, even after I mean, yeah, I still believe that. Why would you be standing there? I mean, I think, she was getting ready to go knock on the door and then heard that opening. So it's like,
She
oh,
stopped.
okay. Then maybe, but it's
But
like,
it probably seems like maybe she'd been standing there for hours just staring at your
Mhm.
house. Some kind of fucking
yeah, I haven't looked to see if the car left. That's kind of it right there. I mean, it's more up to date, but it's
Yeah.
still the coverage is consistent. And it's
Mhm.
sexy.
Yeah, it's hot. It's a hot
The
look.
coif. Look at the coif.
Yeah. Nice.
Is that what I
shift,
mean?
lady.
Mid coif. I'm coifing. Just means you're tightening
Oh,
that.
you
fucking-
coifed on me again.
Yeah, you coifed on my shift. The waistcoat.
Yeah.
What is the waistcoat? That napkin up top?
No, that's the
the
shift. The
shift.
waistcoat is it
Oh,
goes
okay,
over
the-
like the upper. It's
Uh-huh.
what you call a
Shirts.
shirt now.
Maybe I should get a full, like a walk around like a fucking pilgrim.
Yeah. Look at the dude. You'd be.
Yeah,
you would
some-
need
Oh,
a doublet and
Yeah.
Just be
cuffs.
on
man.
and just
Nice
like
You
not
thick
get a
even,
ruff right under your
Get a good
chin.
rough. Oh man.
not even
Oh.
acknowledge it to anyone either.
Just
Just
start
be,
doing it.
just do
yeah.
it. Yeah. I live around all the turkeys though, so it seemed a little contrived.
You might see some turkeys have.
I walk up like
you know?
that with the turkeys in the driveway. People are going to expect that I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh,
I'm
they
just
got a
a-
show
I'm
here.
a- yeah, how about this? I'm a vegan pilgrim, motherfuckers.
I feel like you'd
turkeys.
have to change the way you talked if you dressed like that too.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd
get
be
into it.
obligated. You'd have
I wouldn't
to
say motherfucker, probably.
Yeah, it'd be disappointing if you had a contemporary language.
yeah.
You're dressed like that.
Well, I could do some Presbyterian talking. I don't even know what they sound like, but they probably sound like dicks. Yeah, I don't have pilgrim speak down yet. I could do like a pilgrim, like Yellowstone. Damn it!
These goddamn turkeys.
I could do a pilgrim Nolte. God damn it, Hammond!
God damn it, Reggie.
God damn you, Indians!
God damn it, Miles Standish.
We might sound like dicks already. We might have this down.
It's not hard. Oh,
The turkey hunting, I'm not into though. There are fuck them. I don't even mind my dog eating turkey shit anymore. She's old. If that's what she wants to spend her time doing,
Very progressive of you.
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Allowing your pet to have a hobby.
Well, I mean, I'll go hit the ball for her or whatever, but she prefers just hanging out there and walking hunting. She's got to look for them, and then she licks them.
Well, I mean, you don't like having turkey shit in the yard.
Yeah.
You like eating turkey
Fucking
shit.
Win-win, man.
You swim in a turtle fuck muck, and the dog doesn't care.
There are little pussies out. There are little pussies around the driveway. I might do the same thing. No, I mean just regular size ones. I'm not saying adult sized
Clearly.
vaginas on the ground. And why would they just be there? So it's impossible.
Seems like a trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hook in that.
It's a
Don't
thirst
bite it.
trap.
There's a hook in there.
Thinking about getting a Keef press, Andy.
Oh yeah.
I got a bit of
What
Keef.
is that?
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
What's a Keef press? I'm gonna look one up.
Is that
but-
what makes the oil?
No, Keef press will press this
like into a cake?
into like a puck, like a Smartie.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
I got some pictures there.
Yeah,
Like a
Yeah,
candy?
it makes it into like a more
like a
kind of
little hash
manageable.
puck. And then instead of dumping it into a little pile on top, then I can put it into a little hash puck. I've got multiple bags. That's a giant bag right there.
Nice.
Where does that come from?
Whenever you run it through this grinder,
Oh, the powdery stuff. Yeah.
overflowing right here.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
That looks vegan.
Got a lot of
That's what I would. Well, no, if that was like a food though, and it tasted all right, I could eat that instead of just like have, like if that was my meal and I could just have like a cake a day or whatever, like communism or whatever, I'd be okay with that.
They
This,
just
this one
one puck a day.
this
Yeah.
one was given to me though. This one was actually a done professionally, sifted through multiple silk screen sifters and
A
yeah.
lot of fucking work, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's what, man, the hippies got a bad rap, back in the day. Like lazy hippies, not the ones who are processing weed. Those are the hard working hippies. The lazy ones are the ones who are just jam band, shifty ones that sell the weed. Maybe they're not doing the hard work.
Or yeah, they smoke the weed, too.
Processing,
They-
growing, and all that shit. Man, that is some work. Making hemp pants, probably hard.
Just getting
If
the
it was
sizes
easy,
right.
we'd all be wearing hemp pants.
I don't know if those would be comfortable. Isn't hemp like the
Woody
stuff they make
Harrelson
like,
wears
rope
them.
out of?
Oh, hemp
Yeah.
is super
Stretchy.
comfortable.
Is
Once
it?
you got well, not at first. You gotta
Well, I mean,
you gotta wear
there's
it
the
in a
rub.
while.
You have to rub a couple layers of skin off before
Yeah,
you really settle in.
You
what I
gotta
tried to-
lose a couple of nipples.
Yeah, once your
So
nerve
really,
endings are gone.
the composition of the hemp pants don't change. Your skin changes.
Yeah,
No, you gotta wash them first a bit.
The statue of David is an example of somebody who wore hemp pants a lot. Now that shit is obscene.
They look like burlap sacks.
Yeah.
Hemp pants I'm looking at.
Yeah, one's hemp fans have been washed a couple times. They're real soft.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Woody Harrelson was the first person I ever heard of wearing hemp pants. So
He was all in on weed for a
yeah,
while.
I don't know that he
couldn't
still
pull 'em
does,
off.
but yeah, he was gonna wear nothing but hemp and smoke, eat nothing but weed. I think he altered his course a little bit.
Yeah, he's off weed completely now.
Is he? Poor
Oh, yeah.
bastard. Really?
Yeah, I just heard him on a Smartless podcast, which was fucking fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So you drive?
Did I drive
Yeah.
to Austin? Yes.
Yeah. You did. Okay. So
Yeah.
that was how long did that take? 3 days?
No, I did 9 hours of driving yesterday and about five, a little over 5 the first day, but I got stuck in traffic in 3 different locations that equaled about 2 hours of waiting. So,
Oof.
and I had a semi roll backwards into me,
Wow.
waiting in traffic.
Oh shit.
I'm like, I've told Erickson this. I was sitting there. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm in traffic just outside of El Paso, and I'm looking in this. I'm talking to Tracy on the phone, and I'm looking, and the car. I'm moving. What? I'm rolling forward. That's weird. And I look down, and my foot was definitely down on the brake hard. I'm like, that fucking 35-foot semi is rolling slowly backwards towards me, and behind me is another semi. Probably a bad spot to be to begin with, but I mean, we weren't moving, right? And I just put it in neutral, and then when he touched my car, it kind of moved me back a little, but I didn't want to go slamming back into the other car, so I just kind of stayed on the brake a little bit, but I let the being in neutral prevent it from resisting this fucking semi until the fucker woke up or whatever, finished Candy Crush. But
If I was your
I mean,
lawyer,
he doesn't
I
know
would
what he's
ask-
I
hitting.
think that trucker's playing Candy Crush.
But it didn't fuck you. It didn't do any damage.
No,
Didn't,
because I rolled back.
No,
It
smart
was just-
move. Fucking like.
I was with a buddy one time.
Shouldn't you be wearing a neck brace?
I was just gonna say, I don't know if it was a smart move. You should have let him hit you and then been like, ah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't-
No,
how would he
he'd
know?
still
There's
be
not a
there dealing
fucking.
with that shit right now. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Just call
I'm dealing with enough
444-444.
insurance right now with fucking
Yeah.
Stanhope's fucking place. I
Ugh.
don't need to deal with any
Those
more.
trucking
insurance.
companies got deep pockets, man. You can get a fucking good lawyer.
Well, I
Yeah,
took a
man.
picture of the trailer's license plate, and then I took a
There you go.
picture of the like the box number on the top corner of the thing, and then I pull up alongside, and I'm like looking. I'm like, this guy has no idea that he did that. You know, he's gonna say nothing, and I know I didn't have any damage. I was pretty sure. It's like I was just driving along, and I'm like, well, I took pictures just in case. Maybe there's how's my driving number or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, these fucking trailers get passed around like crazy to go from one way yard to another. You need to take a picture of the side of the cab of the.
Well, they could figure out who was driving it.
I know, but I'm just saying, there's like so many levels of like that wasn't me, but anyway, I'm fine.
You're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
You could have broke up a sex trafficking ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy might have been coyoteing.
Yeah,
migrants.
80 migrants. Yeah.
It's all
That would have been funny if he would have bumped into you and the door swings open.
Just spill out.
He decides to call the cops. The cops get there and he saves a bunch of people's lives. Instead, he decides to ignore it and they all died.
Yep.
A lot of different scenarios.
Well, America first. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, listen, I'm
yeah.
with you, Chaille. Like I said, you'd still be there on the side of the road right now dealing with that shit if you wanted to press that.
I just want to live my life. I just
No
want to
harm,
drive
no
out to
foul.
Austin.
Fuck
Just
it.
don't.
I think we should all get dash cams though. I think it's just.
Oh,
too
did you
much
see
good
that one?
shit.
Oh shit! I was
The
trying to
tire?
record this.
Are you
The
talking?
tire? Did you guys see
Yeah.
that?
I saw that
Okay,
one.
so everyone saw that.
I showed my daughter that. I don't know. I was like, we're on a nice vacation. I go, you got to check this out. I'm not sure she did, but it's like I don't even know. It's not life affirming. It's the opposite of that.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
drive a
it's pretty
lot of miles with Doug, and I'm always concerned that there's going to be a blowout on a semi next to me, and that rubber and that radio, basically steel and rubber, is just going to go flying, right into the tour van.
That's basically a scenario of what when I worked at a tire place and I didn't tighten down the guy's lug nuts and he threw a wheel off while driving, and it wasn't probably the guy driving that. When I saw that, it was like I was thinking about a guy working at a tire place not doing his job, not that the truck did anything wrong. But holy shit, that the vehicle that flip had. I would think there was a fatality or whatever, but it's
I think they flipped.
Oh, really?
They never flipped. They just flew into the air 20 feet.
They landed on their driver's side front like quarter panel.
Well, and a lot of times they won't. You don't get to see those if somebody dies in it too, because it goes right to.
No, I read the deal.
Okay, that's wild.
They hit it, and then they actually did not have any. Here, I can play it real quick. We might as well
play it. It's amazing.
It's
just how it can go to you're just on the road talking to your friend or whatever.
You can be as alert as you want when it
there's not
that fast. There's nothing you can do.
The thing to look at, because I when I was reading about what had happened, the thing to look at is the truck. It's like a Ford F-150 or one of these, it's like a big truck. He's got these wheels that extend out, so he's got extenders on the lugs. And the people in the comments were saying that's the guy. What the fuck was he doing?
And he keeps going too. But I guess what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, not for long. He's got 3 tires.
Yeah.
So here it is.
Look out, bro! Look out, bro!
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
That's a flip.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
flip. I remember them being on their wheels. At the
insult
end.
to injury. Hey, you want your tire?
Oh man, yeah, he's probably just catching his breath, and then that one.
The guy pulled. The guy did pull over.
So here, I'll just do it one more time. That's fucking insane, man.
Yeah, those wheels do look. Schwink.
Wow.
Hey, bro, make sure you tighten them lugs before I take off.
Yeah, I got it. No worry about it.
I got her, bro.
You want some lemonade?
Let me see if not Jay is.
I guess what happens is those the lug extenders on there aren't rated the same as a lug, so they can actually start to spin off because you buy a cheap aftermarket part rather than doing it right. And everyone in the comments was noticing that he's got these big wheels that are sticking out. It's so ridiculous. So
Probably listening to some fucking country music shit.
Oh god damn it.
But yeah, that's those fucking big ass wheels, man. I didn't when I first saw that, it looked like somebody may have lost a wheel, but I didn't pay attention to. No wonder that car went into the air, and it sort of looked like that.
It just rolled up over. It's really interesting the way that happened.
One time,
that looks like it's from a movie,
right?
But that was fucking real life.
And then if you saw it in the movie, you'd be like,
yeah,
you wouldn't go that high in the air. This is such bullshit. Fucking stupid.
I mean, you see things in movies that look exactly like that, but are completely. They probably took 3 days to film, 10 seconds.
I got a car. I forget what car it was. It must have been the Mazda GLC, piece of shit, little hatchback. But I was driving back to college, and there was a chunk of wood in the road, and I didn't have time to react or whatever. But I drove up on it, and it was like a round. So I went over it, and then my front two wheels were off of the road on top of the fucking wedge of wood. So I was just like, that's how
centered.
I
ended up stuck on the fucking road with a chunk of wood. Like now I'm thinking of it. Why didn't I get the jack out and try to? But anyway, I just left it and went and called for I think a tow truck. It was back before you had your phone or whatever.
Yeah, you had to go walk somewhere.
And then I got towed up into some little town and stayed at a motel while I had some damage under there. But that was like, kind of crazy that you're just driving along and then all of a sudden you're fucking high centered on a chunk of wood. Fuck, man,
Yeah, it's in my theory is that it's probably best to really avoid hitting anything at 80 miles an hour, no matter what. Well, the smallest little thing can just compound into something crazy.
That's like what they say, with the problem with all the satellites and all the shit up in space, that it's all moving so fast.
Yeah,
that if you were to hit anything, it would completely destroy your ship. Like if they hit like a fucking, a pebble sized something. If the space station hits something the size of a pebble, it'll basically rip a fucking.
It rips through it.
Hole. Yeah, because it's going 35,000 miles an hour or something like that. You forget how much the speed is a factor in all of that.
Won't change if you drop change off of a building, if it landed on somebody, won't it fuck them up?
Yeah, you drop a penny off the Empire State Building.
Has anyone tested that? I mean, it sounds feasible.
Yeah, I remember that being a thing when we were kids. That was a big story.
I'm sure Mythbusters did something.
Yeah. They ever find out how many pints of semen Rod Stewart had swallowed in that? Or overdosed?
All of them.
Yeah. That amount it started out a little and then it became ridiculous, and that's when that's when most people go, all right, I'm starting to be suspicious of this.
The first
courts now theory. It's courts, and it was just,
remember how innocent conspiracy theories were.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. And Bigfoot, I think Bigfoot's right. Bigfoot's a conspiracy. There's no nobody's ever really, there's no proof of that guy.
There was a guy, that guy was a charlatan, and he had been in jail. The guy who had the taken the picture, and he had actually bought that suit from a guy that was in Hollywood. That was the guy who did, when you see the Three Stooges and there's a gorilla in the scene. That's the guy who made those suits.
fucker.
So wait, so you're saying when I was watching Gilligan's Island and they found that fucking gorilla on the island, that wasn't a real guy?
That
There was
was-
a guy in there that wasn't a real gorilla?
That was not a real gorilla.
Ah.
Well, I think. I don't know. I'd have to see the
Trading
episode.
places at the end when the guy's with the gorilla. There's the gorilla suit. Is the other thing gorilla is that a guy in a gorilla suit as well?
Did you guys watch the Eric Andre movie on Netflix?
No.
It just came out a little while ago. Oh my god. That's gonna be my recommendation.
Oh.
There's a good guy in a gorilla suit.
We had I think we had a Bigfoot suit on the Man Show. I don't know what it was for.
Wait, a Bigfoot suit or a
So we had a Bigfoot suit or a person inside of a Bigfoot suit.
or
And I
a
think
gorilla suit?
It was a Bigfoot, I believe. I have a picture with it.
right.
And in the same segment, we had a midget or a guy in an alien suit. So maybe it was a conspiracy thing. I can't even remember that. But the Bigfoot suit got left behind, and so I forget. Anyway, there was a bet, and maybe it was me and Doug or whatever. But we played the PAs in maybe it was in fucking god damn it, what's that the fucking game with the little fucking hockey game. Anyway, we're playing that
Air hockey.
yeah, and
You had half of it.
yeah, man, I'm fucking
Little hockey.
little hockey.
Yeah.
I think it's like maybe there's a little brain damage going on here. And, no, I forgot it altogether there.
You lost it, and you had to wear the Bigfoot suit because you
Oh,
lost.
so I had so I lost the bet. Somebody had to be naked, and then somebody was going to chase so our team, I was the nude. But
Yeah,
and then, they filmed it. I don't know what happened to it, but there's they had it. The PAs filmed it of me being chased by Bigfoot around we had to do a full lap, so taking off and then coming back around running from Bigfoot. If you have that footage, please contact us.
That show got canceled, huh?
Yeah, that was just the after hours business. That was the
Not
behind
even the good
scenes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good stuff was all the misogyny and shit. All us talking. No, there wasn't that. We were just gay. That was the problem with the other Man Show. I think was misogynistic, but our version and Joe and Doug.
There's way too
very,
many guy dicks in the
yeah.
Open Rogan version of the Man
It
Show.
was it was definitely not for the old audience
No.
that wanted the same show, and then it was like,
Uh-huh.
let's give this one a try, and then it's like
Look at the
they're in the
rack
middle
on
of a
that
gay
Bigfoot.
nightclub every night.
Yeah.
Watching it going.
I've never noticed that before.
What's that? The Bigfoot?
Yeah, there's some
The
titties. on there.
titties.
Yeah, I didn't notice those before either. Dang. Huh. That's a chick.
That's a
It
big
changes everything.
Bigfootina.
So that's all their invention, huh? There was no Bigfoot. Is there Bigfoot? Was that back in Indian tales and shit?
Well, I mean, there's tons of stories about
Yeah.
mythical creatures and things like that. But
People
I
who
mean,
want attention or have fucking mental instability.
My
Just-
brother John saw Bigfoot. There you go. And I don't think he did neither. I think he was just straight up bullshitting right off the bat, like he not even something they might have saw. They might have, crafted that as seen a bear or something. I think they made the whole thing up and tried to sell it. And then not too long after that, he said he had Jesus in his heart. So I'm like, now I'm real skeptical of him.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, you saw Bigfoot, now you got Jesus in your heart.
Well,
What's next?
they're equally believable.
Yeah. You can speak in tongues and Bigfoot will turn around like that.
We get it. You're gullible.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where there's only
That's
one set of
hilarious, though,
Bigfoot tracks in the mud.
That's hilarious.
Where
That those,
Bigfoot carried you.
isn't it? What do those guys do? I mean, what did they just do it as a goof on everybody? Because it's fucking, or did
well,
they?
this guy was a charlatan to begin with, so he had some run-ins with the law. I can't remember his name, but
Maybe he was like going around to like wood guys who do chainsaw art and going, "Hey man, I got something to sell."
I got an idea. We just got to come
Yeah,
up with a creature, and you can sell these on the corners.
Don't
We're
throw
gonna
away
sell
that bear.
blaster footprints, dude.
Yeah, don't throw away that bear that didn't work out that good. I got an idea.
We're gonna make tens of dollars, you and me.
Yeah.
My daughter reminded me of we took a trip back from Northern California, and I was on that Providual. She didn't know this part, but I was on Providual. It's like a really it's just key.
We call them fighter pilots.
Fighter pilots. So it's not an unsafe drug for driving. It's just one that you just maybe fucking talk a lot, or you get too. I was excited about every fucking Bigfoot on 101. You know, there's a lot of them. Anyone who does chainsaw art makes a Bigfoot, and some of them, you know, you can't help yourself but to stop and make your kid stand in front of them. But I think I ruined her that day. She doesn't want to stand next to any carvings anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
But we probably got like 10 pictures on that one day of her standing next to Bigfoot carvings.
He just doesn't understand comedy, Andy.
I wonder how many it really is if Andy says 10.
Yeah.
I think there were a lot. I mean, you know, but if I were to go through the pictures, there was probably, you know, that many.
And then after about 8, Delaney's like, wait a minute.
Oh, it wasn't, none of it was
We've been to
for
this one before.
I think one of them might have been a
no.
Shrek, or there might have been a Shrek or two in there. But there's just there's those places all over on that road. And I was just like,
That's funny.
I mean, you know, I'd drive by them and then I would go back. I don't think maybe we probably got Paul Bunyan that day too, but it was you know, it's a lot for one day to go. To do 3 Bigfoot pictures is more than any kid wants to do. Kids don't care about Bigfoot. It's bad. That whole generation has really kind of lost the love of getting, you know.
Adults not on drugs don't care about Bigfoot.
Kids are more worried about hiding from gunmen than Bigfoot's up to. You know, it's too bad they got no room for folklore because they're drilling for an active gunman.
Yeah, they're hiding under desks.
Yeah.
Come on, you kids, crawl out from under your desk. We're going to learn about Pecos Bill.
He's got an ox.
Well, he had guns too, but don't be a liberal.
He only shot his into the air. Oh my God. Come out from your desk.
And that big dude that was at Stanhope's in Vegas, I said, call him Paul Bunyan. He goes, really, Paul Bunyan? You can't even come up with an Andre the Giant? I'm like, man, that's just, I'm old school.
Yeah. Fuck
Paul
that.
Bunyan, you know, but it is kind of, I guess, hacky.
I think Bunyan, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, you want me to grease up a Skittle and make you some pancakes? Let me get some bacon for my feet.
You mean grease up a skillet, right?
Grease up a Skittle? Is that what he said?
I don't know.
A Skittle is either the candy or those little things that's a bowling game that they play in the UK.
Grease up a Skittle.
Yeah, it sounds like some shit you hear when you're in England and you don't know what you're talking about. Like, oh, what's he mean by that? Did he just call me a
Grease
fag?
up a Skittle, man. Come on.
No, it means smoking.
I don't know.
A Skittle. I think that might be a homosexual.
Yeah, either we're gonna
that's
have
what we did on the man show.
either we're gonna have a cigarette or gonna rape a guy. I think it means rape a homeless person.
Grease a Skittle. Sounds dangerous anyway. Sounds
You
like
need to know what you're doing when you're going to grease it up a Skittle.
Yeah, you grease up a Skittle, you go get a
You
test.
can't go in there all crazy.
Get some lab work done.
Unhinged.
You've been greasing up Skittles? Yeah, I can tell by your blood
Look
work.
at me. Look at my hands. Of course I've been greasing up Skittles. If you
Hey,
give me a hand,
hey, man, the number one rule, and you're gonna grease up a Skittle, is you got to know if you're gonna go in holding the head or the fucking ass.
What's that? Yeah. Says, do Skittles have stink nipples, or is that what the What's that
That's
thing
the
called? On
Javelina
the,
has a stink
nipple, yeah.
nipple.
stink nipple. I used to eat Skittles before they got all woke as a candy.
How did they get woke?
I don't know. Well, they probably, if they are accused of it, they could have gone with just rainbow wrappers or colors. But I think what did Eminem do? Is they got well, how did Eminem get woke? I read it. I forget. It was so
I
stupid.
think they didn't want to sexualize the green M&M or something.
Or yeah, which
Yeah.
wasn't Van Halen. I mean, and I don't know.
There was a whole theory behind that
Anytime
brown
any
M&Ms.
company now makes any sort of marketing decision about their own product, they're accused of being woke.
Yeah.
But there
Like,
was
no,
a
we just don't
woke,
wanna
there
do
was a
that
woke
anymore.
Hershey bar where it was transgender or whatever,
What?
but it was a different flavor.
What?
I think Hershey came out with a transgender bar or something like that.
I hope you're so right, Andy. I just don't know how this
Like
would
chicken.
happen.
I think it was just like a wrapper or something, but it was it was like on a cookies and cream. So it wasn't upsetting. I was like, should I be so upset here? And it didn't, I don't think it had anything to do with the regular Hershey bar.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Andy. Of course, you got it wrong.
Spokesman.
Hershey's faces backlash over putting trans woman on candy
yeah.
bar wrapper for International Women's Day.
Oh.
Yeah.
But was it on a regular Hershey?
Yeah, it was Hershey's Canada, and it was an ad campaign.
Okay. Well, that's not woke. Woke would be, like
Oh, that's woke.
No, that is
Using a
kind
trans
of woke. That
woman?
is kind of weird.
Yeah, a
Mhm.
trans woman is a woman, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah, they're not woke at all.
Let me see if I can get a picture here.
I remember seeing a picture of this person.
Okay. So the bar, yeah, they used the name Hershey's.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they
with she.
Put the SHE in Hershey's in a different color. So I mean, they're just supporting on International Women's Day. They're supporting, female.
Mhm.
But the
Gender,
person they chose is a biological male. That's the problem.
That might have
So
been.
that's the issue. But
Yeah.
But they're not like
She
playing
wants-
basketball.
She wants to be.
It's just, it's just
Yeah, that actually, that's a good point, Andy. That shouldn't be something anyone should complain about. A
Mhm.
biological male trying to get into the field of, modeling, in women's modeling, they don't have a natural advantage over women,
Well,
right? Like
Well, I think-
biological women, like they would in the swimming pool or, on
Track meet or something.
right.
well,
So
I am not I am a redneck, but I'm not one of those rednecks. But I come from redneck, and this is what you would call a foot in the door, I think, from a redneck perspective.
yeah.
But if you got a bunch of, this would be considered by the right wingers grooming. But if you got a group of young boys and you dressed them in drag and then you put them in front of stores to sell those cookies for the Girl Scouts.
Oh, for the Girl Scout cookies.
But it's like dudes in drag, like little fellas in drag who want to be
Little
Girl
fellas.
Scouts.
That's the name of the
No.
cookie too.
You
Hey,
can
would you
call it
guys like to
woke.
buy a box of little fellers?
Would you like some woke brownies?
None of it fucking makes a difference to me at all. I think Andy makes a good point. There's no sports involved. None of it should matter.
It's
sports
totally
thing-
equal
The
ground.
sports thing, I think, there is some opinion to be had. This is
Sure.
just some marketing fucking thing. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
But whatever.
Right.
The sports thing, there is some opinions to be had, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
tricky.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a league where it's just the best of everything. Like if you're a chick, you're a
The mosh
dude
pit,
chick or a chick dude or whatever.
steroids, fucking
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, but there's some sports where we can just all compete on the even. I don't know what that is. Croquet.
Yes, Andy, the famous, all co-ed croquet leagues that we're I'll enjoy so much.
But like, I mean, they should be, you know, like if you were a transgender, you know, team that just dominates it, but like women's
like chess
basketball,
could be.
that all happen to be former dudes or whatever, they should still be able to play as a team or whatever. They just got to find who wants to compete with them. May not be other chicks, but maybe like the team that beats the Globetrotters beat all the time.
The Generals.
The Generals could play transgender women's champion. Yeah. And then maybe a co-ed team or two. The Kardashians. Now you wouldn't want to fucking play the Kardashians because they all fuck like the fucking drug-addled NBA guys.
Yeah.
Somebody who's known for crack and basketball. They're both good things, man. I've enjoyed both at one time or another.
Oh shit. All right. Well, let's start putting a bow on this.
All right.
Our good friend Ggreg Chaille here has got to go do another podcast right after this.
With our friend Douglas Stanhope.
Yeah.
We'll see. He's been drinking for the past 3 or 4 hours. And he was emphatic about doing a podcast as soon as he landed.
That was why I suggested we move the time of this podcast back up an hour, because we're like, if this, you know, those are precious minutes, man. There's a window, and once it's closed, it's closed.
Is he headed there?
He's here, yeah.
Yeah, he's already here.
Wow.
His plane should be.
And I thought I was being smart by buying the bar and then bringing it over. So I texted him. I go, hey, I got your bar, and I sent a picture. You know, I got whiskey and egg whites and all that. And he's all, brought my own. I'm like, geez. So there's not. Yeah, he's already got a bar set up in his room. So we'll see what happens.
That's great.
All right. So my recommendation is Waco.
Oh yeah, I heard good things about that.
Yeah, Waco. What's it called? Armageddon, American Armageddon. 3-parter on Netflix. Good inside stuff, which is always. I mean, it's stuff that if you've watched those other movies or things about it, definitely will intrigue you. So that's it. It's about a cult.
But it goes into like Tracy said she saw the first episode. And the first episode is just like the first day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it goes.
I don't know anything about it other than, you know, what ended up happening. I don't really know
the whole thing was the raid was possible or they were going to do a raid, and then it got tipped off. So then they all got armed, fired shots, people died.
Is that Michael Shannon?
That's a different one.
There's going to do I saw an ad for an after Waco, and I saw Michael Shannon in it too. So maybe they're bringing
that's
back.
like
No. That's a different.
Oh wait, this is a
I
series.
watched that one. Yeah, that was good. I watched that one, but that's not the one that's
okay.
Andy's talking
Wait,
about.
which one's out right now? What's it called?
American Apocalypse. I think
it's the first thing that pops up on Netflix.
Yeah, it's just
American Apocalypse. Yeah.
American Apocalypse.
Let me get this branding up there.
Yeah. And then Timothy McVeigh makes, I don't want to ruin it for you, but he does make a cameo.
Wait, what is that for real? Was he really there?
Timothy McVeigh was selling shitty bumper stickers, Nazi themed bumper stickers and other anti-government shit.
Yeah, that's what radicalized him, Chaille, was what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, he saw it on the news, and then he printed up some bumper stickers and drove there to sell them.
Yeah, and that's also why Oklahoma City was on the same day.
On that day, yep.
Like a couple years later.
Yeah, see, I had no idea.
And it was Hitler's birthday.
Well, every day is Hitler's birthday if you're Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Is that 420?
I also wanted to jump on that because I was afraid Chad had watched that and was going to recommend it.
That's why you had to go first.
Yep.
I have not.
Well, I heard about it from Tracy. She said she loved it.
Yeah, I always like it when they got that inside footage, and they definitely have that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right on.
Okay, I got to check that one out then.
Right on. All right. My thing that I watched this week, I watched it with Andy. We've talked about it before. Succession started up season 4. Episode 1 of season 4 was fucking great. Usually when a show like this starts a new season, it's a lot of just like, setting shit up for this, how the season's going to go. And, like if you watch the first episode of a lot of the seasons of Game of Thrones, there isn't a lot of actual action in it. It's just setting shit up to, so that they can do shit farther down the road. But episode 1 of this, of season 4 was fucking great.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Tons of laughs. And yeah, it was really, really good. This show is so fucking good. It pisses me off.
So I gotta say, I was right here watching like season 1, episode 10 a couple of days ago, and where Kendall is betraying the whole fucking family. And when this picture's coming out, and I'm like, wait a minute, they're showing them all together. How do we recover from this?
Oh, just wait.
And they're
boy.
all together.
Buckle in.
I'm like, how in the fuck? And then we go. And I texted you guys and said, wait, this is Arrested Development with darker jokes. This is fucking but it's nice to see Tom still in there, and
they're all still there.
Ggreg, the egg. I love to see Greg's character develop.
We can't even make any sort of reactions to what you're saying right now. You know what I mean? Like
I know I'm in the second season right now.
I can't. This is like one of those shows that I can't wait to watch it all again. When we watched episode 1 the other night, when Andy and Delaney were here, we rewatched the final episode of season 3, which was also a fucking banger.
Yeah.
So there's a moment in the final episode of season 3 where just the 3 kids are in the shot, not the 4, not Alan Ruck or whatever his name is, but there's a shot of them where it kind of floated around. It's almost like the way it's shot, it's so fucking cool and beautiful. It looks like a Renaissance painting, like the way they're all in the.
Oh, you're talking about when they were in Italy and
they went to that wedding.
Kendall was.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to get too much in the way if you haven't seen it.
I would be
it's so
further,
beautiful. The way it's all done is so fucking good, man.
I would be further than what I was, but Jenny got caught watching it with me, and then I got further way ahead, and then I had to go back and watch with her from season 1, episode 7, all the way back up ahead to catch up to where I was with her. So.
Yeah,
I'm gonna catch all the way up. Dude. By the next time we talk, I'll be all the way up to where you guys are.
Oh man, I envy you not having seen some of the stuff that you still have ahead of you. It's so good. So good, so well.
Yeah,
done.
I saw your tweet, Chad, and I told Erickson, I had to confess, I can't even remember what happened at the end of season 1 because I watched all 3 seasons like back to back, like in 2.5 weeks. So everything just kind of melted together because I just didn't stop, and it was too much at times. But that I'll have to go back and see. I don't want to say anything.
There's so many good lines.
Yeah,
Kieran Culkin has so many funny ass things to say that when you go back and watch it again, when you go back and watch it, you already know what's happening in the plot, so you're not paying as much attention to the plot, and you can kind of just.
Because you already know,
I just enjoy the fucking writing and acting a little bit more.
Whenever he did the at the wedding, he did the toast, and he says, "I don't feel like I'm losing a sister, and I don't feel like I'm gaining a brother. I don't feel anything. It's called borderline personality disorder. Why is everybody laughing?" I fucking love that dude.
He's the best.
He's great.
They're all good, man. They're all good. So yeah, get into it if you can. If you haven't done it yet, enjoy.
So mine is one of my most passionate, serious. If I could play a clip of it right now, I would play a clip of it to show you guys. It's an audiobook. by one of my now favorite authors. I've listened to several of his audiobooks. Cormac McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a play. It's like a 2-hour audiobook. It's also a movie on HBO, the same name. It's called The Sunset Limited. It's on HBO. It's what are their names? Hold on. I'm high. It's
Is it something Jones and Samuel L. Jackson?
Tommy Lee Jones and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
It's one room, two dudes, like an hour and a half, having a conversation. And it is
About suicide?
It is
Okay, I
about
think
suicide.
I
Yeah.
think I've seen that.
Yeah. And it's the most
Yeah.
profound conversation in the whole world to me, and I love it. It's
Cormac
fucking
McCarthy
great.
is incredible. I love that you found him.
Yeah. I love that movie a long time ago when I first found it, and I didn't know that it was Cormac McCarthy, but now I've loved every Cormac McCarthy book that I've listened to, and so it only makes me want to listen to more of them. But this one, yeah, this one is really, really cool.
Cool.
So this is my greatest recommendation. If you haven't listened there,
I'll watch that
any
movie
of my
again.
other ones, do this one.
There's
All right.
probably a movie to watch every few years,
Yeah.
you know, every 5
Tommy
years.
Lee
Like
Jones has looked-
colonoscopy.
Tommy Lee Jones has looked like that his entire career.
Yeah.
He's always looked like that.
So
Rough.
well acted. So well
Yeah,
acted by
that's
these
great.
guys. I mean, you couldn't pick two better guys to do this.
Yeah, right.
And
on.
even
I'll
the
check that out.
audiobook, if you can get it on like Libby or Scribd, I got a new audiobook, fucking addiction source, Scribd. Listen, that's where I've been listening to audiobooks, and
It's scribed or is it scribed?
I don't know. I just
Dad,
fucking
you are so fucking high right now. I love it.
pretty high.
Like, I got a new audiobook addiction source. It's called Scribd, and I use it to listen to audiobooks. Yeah.
Feel like what's his name? Spicoli.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, fucking love you.
All right, I got real quick. This is a little bit lighter. It's I listened to so many of these podcasts back to back. It's these two gals. They do a deep dive on these weird fucking things with social media. It's what's their names? The names are Sachi Cole and Sarah Hagi, and it's this it's stories of deception and stuff in social media and around products and health and wellness and just people who scam. And it's so fucking good. And they do such a good job of researching. They take something like that was an article or something on TV, and then they deep dive into that, and then they give you even more details. And it is so fucking good because people have no fucking shame. And it's these people who are flashing these, $200,000 watches, taking pictures of themselves, flying in helicopters, just the biggest fucking tools. And then you find out like the history of like where they came from, how they got to where they were going, how the fucking government let things fucking slide, and the banking industry and everything. And yeah, it's fucking great. And you get to find out, what happened to them.
Nice.
So,
what's it
called
called?
Scamfluencers. It's on Wondery.
Influencers. All right, there it is, guys. You got a little bit of everything there.
Yeah.
But
You got a little Netflix, you got a little HBO, you got a book, you got a podcast.
yeah,
Look, we're gonna make you, the Issues with Andy fan, kind of a well-rounded Renaissance person. I mean, you're gonna be able to do it all. So lucky you. We're glad you're here, but you should be glad we're here. We're giving you guys so much. And don't laugh right then, Andy. I thought
I
might have
know,
had
no.
something
He
coming.
had it.
It's a nervous laugh because I'm
Andy's freezing, man. He's out on the deck.
yeah, the wind's picked up out here.
All right, we're wrapping it up. So we have a Patreon, you guys. It's just $5 a month. We do this. All this stuff is over there and some extra stuff too. So if you'd like to join our Patreon, please do it. It's patreon.com/issues with Andy. And again, only $5 a month, $60.
And last week's episode, if you didn't have Patreon, you're watching this on YouTube, you did get to see a quick flash that said
Oh
we had
yeah.
to edit something that was just for Patreon, and it went in
Good.
there.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in there that was like, oh shit. That was an incredible story. But we love you guys. Thanks for being out. We'll be back here. We'll do it again next week. And we'll see you then. We love you. Later.